Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Sunday, May 3, 2026. 41 degrees at 8:27 a.m. and I am your host, Vakamal, and I am a sinner. I'm powerless and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's Coke. There's no reality but God. And the only thing we have to do is die. So how are we going to live today? And I hope and pray I can live from my heart, a life based on faith and not fear. There's Gracie and Mackie. There's Gracie and Mackie. Where's Ruthie? Where's Ruthie? Oh boy, we just finished a 20.4 mile bike ride that put us over 100 for the week, 3 weeks in a row now. And been up since just before 5 a.m. And I'm telling you, I don't know how much more of this shit I can deal with. I needed more sleep as usual. Max started squawking. There's Ruthie. And I tried praying, but then just got pissed off at God and said, fuck it. Got suited up and went for a bike ride. Got a couple cups of coffee in me first. I think I left here, I don't know what time it was. I'd have to look on my Strava app, and there's Mackie. To do that, I'd have to stop the video, so it'll be a mystery. I think it was around 6:30 though, but I can't remember. And it doesn't matter. There's that Ruthie. And there's that Gracie. Oh, and there's the old Kona Jake. Where you going, Ruthie? Got some cardinals singing. No, doves cooing. Lots of cardinals were singing on the ride. I saw 2 deer, an egret, and 2 bunny rabbits. Where'd those babbas go? Oh, and before we go any further, yesterday I said that Friday's thumbnail was Rocky, and it was actually little Margie. Yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of... Oh, Maxie's puking. Got a hairball, buddy? Yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of... Who was it? All right, where in the hell did she go? Come on, brain, kick into gear. Oh, this is bad. A mind is a terrible thing to lose. Who was yesterday's thumbnail? Autumn. Whatty. Tum Tum. The queen bee. Who managed... She was as mean as she was beautiful. She managed to capture my heart, and I loved her nonetheless. She loved going for a ride in the truck from me. We adopted her from the Humane Society when we were doing some volunteer work there. We took a shine to one another. She was so mean and ornery, she had to live in a hallway between the quarantine area, the dog kennel, and the laundry room. It was kind of in the laundry room. But she loved me, and I loved her. I'll never forget when we brought her home. I couldn't find her. I'm looking all over the house for her, and the first thing she did when she got here was marched up the steps and jumped right up into the middle of the queen-side bed. And she said, "This is mine." And she was a mean and ornery cuss. She really was. She did show signs of some concern and care for Joseph a couple times when he was sick. She actually let him sleep on her binky with her. And but any other cats got within 3 feet of her, she was throwing claws. And she was at that Humane Society longer than anybody that had worked there at that point. That was back in 2000. Was it 14 or 15? Ruthie! Ruthie's way over in Mrs. Smith's yard. We gotta go get her. Welcome back. And I don't really mean that. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. We got everybody rounded up and they're having their treat. Maxie didn't want too much, but being that he just puked, it doesn't surprise me. And he's trying to come here and sit with me and give me a purr. Him and I got a long way to go to working on being pals. It's a love-hate thing. There's stuff that he does as far as behaviors that I've said this several times now. He's just changed so much in the last year and a half. And doing things he never did before. And they're not for the good. And the thing that probably kills me the most, though, is the scratching and screeching and squawking and waking me up in the middle of the freaking night, right when I'm on the verge of falling back to sleep. Hey, Max. Anyway, back to the ride. I can't remember if I mentioned. I went to that same place I went today that I went last week. And it was Anderson Road Culvert, and it was washed over, and it still is. I went to the opposite end. I went to the north end of it this time, down Monaghan Point Road, and took Anderson to the culvert. There's that Ruthie. And it's not flooded over as bad as it was, but that road and that culvert are still awash. And at the rate it's going, it's probably going to get washed right out. And I don't know what the county's going to do. I know a couple years ago I talked to a guy when the water was high. It was high at that time anyway, after the spring runoff. Wasn't anywhere near this high. And he said if it gets washed out, there's no money in the budget to replace it. So, oh well. But there's still isolated patches of snow out in the woods. This winter just does not want to end. There's rain in the forecast today, but it wouldn't surprise me to see snow. Can't trust anybody for anything anymore. Funny, the weather app I looked at before I went for my ride and when I came home said the wind was blowing out of the north when I know damn well it was coming from the southwest. Because I wasn't riding into any wind on the way north, and on the way home I could feel it coming from my right front, which is southwest. So, anyway, there's that Ruthie. Back to a recap from yesterday. I could not get warm, and I ached everywhere. I think it reached maybe the mid-40s. The wind was blowing. It was like the wind chill made it be under 40 degrees. I don't remember exactly what it was. The high might have been 45 or 46, but it was nowhere near that as far as what it felt like outside. It was fucking cold. There's no other word for it. And I was just numb to the bone. Even after it warmed up out here, it was probably 75 degrees out here. I was covered up with 2 blankets and still could not get warm. And I ached everywhere, so I didn't do a damn thing yesterday. Other than hang out with the cats, read to them, finished watching the movie The Great Race, and I don't remember. I think we fell asleep watching Father Goose last night. I think I was asleep before 10 o'clock. I was just exhausted. So anyway, what else did we do? Did I drive anywhere? Did I go anywhere? No, I never left the house. As far as Well, I went out, threw some food out for the wildlife and fed the stray cat. Or maybe it's cats, plural. I don't know. But we're going to take another little break. And we are back again. Oh, and there's that Gracie. How was your treat, honey? How was your treat? I love you. Where's Coke? Where's Cokie? Where's Princess Elsie? Oh, I didn't even have any gruel this morning before my ride, and I think today I'm either going to go out and get some breakfast or I'm going to make pancakes. I just don't know. But something that's been on my mind of late is the treason going on and the sedition that, there's nothing we can do about it. This voter ID thing. Why anybody wouldn't want to have voter ID, I don't know. But, well, so they can cheat. You can't cheat if people got to prove who they are and show up. And that's obvious, But I'm just, without getting into it too much, I wish, where's the spirit of 1776? Because we're coming up on 250 years of being a country. And I can't believe, I can't even imagine what the people that founded this country and fought Great Britain would think now if they saw the way things are now. Because for years, decades, we have had the kind of government they warned us about. And they revolted over a 3% tax. And it doesn't matter where you are at the local, state, or federal level, we're getting fucked out of more and more money all the time. And there's no accounting for it. And it is. The hardest part for me is, and I'm sure a lot of people, is you can't vote it out. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. And they're just laughing at us. And, I just hope there's a lot of people. Okay, yeah, it ain't very Christian behavior of me, but I hope they're going to rot in hell for eternity for what they've done on this earth and in this life to all these people, to so many people that have trusted them. And they've got no shame, zero shame and zero accountability. And I do, If I was younger, maybe I'd be trying to organize things and get some things going. But at this point in my life, I just want to have my needs met. And that's all I've wanted for a long time. Just have my needs met, have a roof over my head, food, water, and not have to worry about constantly having my rights violated and more money extorted out of me through bullshit taxes. And the country, we're in a civil war. We're being overrun and have been being overrun by foreigners that have no desire to assimilate into our country and culture. They're bringing their own shit with them from their own shithole countries and trying to take this place over. And they're doing it quite successfully in a lot of areas. You look at all the shit that goes on out in LA for the last year. They've been flying every flag but the United States flag as far as things going on. It's sick. Somalia, all these governors that should be either in prison for life or lined against a wall and shot for treason, because that's what they're doing. It's pretty simple. Treason and sedition. And nothing's going to ever happen. Nothing. Smoke and mirrors, investigations, committees, arrests of peons, and that's it. And it's just going to keep going on, and that's the way it always is. Hey, Bub. Hey, Bub. Hey, Mickey. So, yeah, I just want this fucking winter to end, and maybe just once in my life to see someone like Nancy Pelosi or Gavin Newsom or that prickster in Illinois, that whatever it is, that's the mayor in Seattle. Our governor should be in prison and here in this state. Just any of them. Hochul in New York, she should be in prison. There's a lot of them. And I know I'm just blowing off steam because that's all I can do. So anyway, get that all out of me. Finish my coffee. Take a shower. Hopefully no tick bites on me today. Last week when I came home, I had a tick on me. I don't know where I picked it up. I assume it was on the ride I was on, but I don't know. But it's getting better. And this day will get better. I get some food in my belly and hang with the loves. Maybe go do some plinking. And anyway, despite my ranting, I know I have a lot to be grateful for, and we're going to try to focus on that. So, from the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, resentful, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, and grateful soul. Piss off. Happy Sunday, and thanks for not tuning in.